Good evening, viewer. Welcome to our Glory Globe TV breaking news. Britain's King Charles III had just finished giving a speech to Australia's Parliament House on Monday when an indigenous senator began yelling, "You are not my king." From the back of the room, independent Senator Lydia Thorpe shouted at the royal couple, "Give us our land back. Give us what you stole," as security officers moved to escort her away. The interjections came as King Charles and Queen Camilla visited the Australian capital Canberra to meet the nation's leaders, including Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. During his speech, King Charles acknowledged Australia's First Nations people who lived on the land for tens of thousands of years before the arrival of British settlers over 230 years ago. "Throughout my life, Australia's First Nations people have done me the great honor of sharing so generously their stories and cultures," King Charles said. "I can only say how much my own experience has been shaped and strengthened by such traditional wisdom." Earlier, a traditional Aboriginal welcoming ceremony was held outside Parliament House for the royal couple, but for many of the country's indigenous population, they are not welcome. The arrival of British settlers to Australia led to the massacre of indigenous people at hundreds of locations around the country until as recently as the 1930s. Their ancestors still suffer from racism and systemic discrimination in a country that has failed to reverse centuries of disadvantage. Thorpe, a Dijab Gunai Gutumara woman, has long campaigned for a treaty and has previously voiced her fierce objections to the British monarchy. Australians indigenous people never ceded sovereignty and have never engaged in a treaty processes with the British Crown. Australia remains a Commonwealth country with the King as its head of state. During her swearing-in ceremony in 2022, Thorpe referred to Australia's then of state as the colonizing Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II and was asked to take the oath again. She did so while raising one fist in the air. On Monday, protesters stood with an Aboriginal flag as the royal couple visited the Australian War Memorial. A 62-year-old man was arrested for failing to comply with a police direction. Before she yelled at the king, Thorpe turned her back during a recital of "God Save the King." Australian media reported images showed her wearing a possum fur coat, standing in the opposite direction of other attendees. BN's exclusive report, Glory Globe TV, Delhi, Bharat.